Hi, my name's Amory Wakefield, and my daughter Lizzie attended Cambridge Friends School from kindergarten through the 8th grade, graduating as part of the class of 2020. When I first started looking at independent schools for Lizzie, I was recently divorced, and Lizzie had started splitting her time between two houses, something she still does today. We were looking for a school that had excellent academics, but most importantly, one that would also help her social and emotional development, because splitting time between two houses can be hard. The community of lifelong learners at Cambridge Friends School was the perfect place for that. I have lots of examples of why CFS was the perfect place for our family, but I'll just share a couple. First, when Lizzie was entering the first grade, she already had started reading chapter books, but most of her peers were quite nervous about entering first grade, thinking they would already be expected to read. Then on the first day of school, her teacher did an assignment where each child was asked to draw something that they were great at. I am great at monkey bars, I am great at drawing, I'm great at doing cartwheels, and then another sentence about something I am still working on. And then they hung all of them on the wall of the classroom. Lizzie said, I am great at reading, but I'm still working on writing, which she spelled wrong. And then, surprisingly to me, her teacher had drawn one too. What it made me think about is that no matter what you're great at, there's always something you have to work on. And though Lizzie had been really proud of her reading, it made her think about what she needed to learn next, and to respect that everyone was great at different things. And no matter how old you get, there's more to do. For me, that moment of realizing my daughter was learning that the journey of new skills is a long one, and that you don't succeed or accomplishment was so important to the person she is today. A second favorite story comes from much later in her journey at CFS. When she was in middle school in one of the years, early in the school year, all of the children wrote about who they were and then shared it with the class as part of forming a better classroom community. Lizzie wrote about her two houses, her enjoyment of both soccer and reading, her love of cows and math, how she could be things that didn't quite go together, but they could still be her. I was so proud of her and of her peers that they could discuss the paradoxes of being an individual, even at the age of 12. And as one mother reflected at the meeting for worship for graduation, these children leave Cambridge Friends knowing who they are, and it gives them a great foundation for wherever they go next. I would say one aspect of Cambridge Friends I underestimated when choosing it was the immense impact being a Friends school has on the approach to teaching and on the experience of being part of the community. As somebody who grew up without a religious tradition in my own life, I was and still am intrigued by the Quaker beliefs and practices. But I didn't really understand what it meant to have a school so grounded in shared values. While Cambridge Friends is a child-centered school in its classrooms, I found the focus on the Quaker testimonies to be a huge part of my own experience as a parent. One of the principles of a Quaker education is community, and the Cambridge Friends community is a big reason why people choose the school. I think it's really important for us as adults in our children's lives to model the values that we want them to grow into. And one of them is being an active community member. An excellent way to do this is by visibly participating in the school. It was also a fabulous way for me of getting the opportunity to connect with the vibrant, diverse, and wonderful people that make up the Cambridge Friends community. It's been a huge blessing in my own life. In my time here, I've chosen to do this in many different ways. Most recently, I am a trustee and the clerk of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee of the board. Much of what I've learned about inclusiveness, I've learned as part of the Cambridge Friends community. From the children, from other parents and families, from the assemblies, from the immense care and effort made to see the light in every individual. I continue to take that learning into my personal and professional life, striving for a more equitable world for all of us. And I'm just so grateful to Cambridge Friends and all it has given to both my daughter and me.